Attention. Welcome to the Different Spectrums podcast. We dive into the wild world of mental health discussions. Get ready for profound talks, a sprinkle of humor and sarcasm, and a touch of colorful language. Just a quick heads up, our show reflects our individual opinions, which may not align with the standpoint of the podcast, our featured guests, or any related corporate entities. Our mission? To illuminate through laughter and satire because everyone needs a good chuckle. Chill out and don't stress over the small stuff. Legal troubles? No, thank you. Cancel culture? Please spare us. We'd rather keep this space lawsuit free. So buckle up, have a good time, and join us as we navigate the vibrant realm of mental health on the Different Spectrums podcast. Hey everybody, we back again.
We back on my live.
I'm Spencer, your co-host, and of course we have our licensed clinical therapist, Nas.
They call me thick-bearded Nas now. Thick-bearded. Mm-hmm.
Sure do.
Yep.
Remember, don't take us too seriously.
Or do. It's completely up to you.
There you go. Also, don't forget to run up those likes for us. We'd really appreciate it. All right, so today we are going to be getting into the movie Sonic 3. We're going to be working on a few topics for the movie, some being depression, how people's brains can really show up in different ways, and how we visually can see that when it's for people who have ADHD or even depression. We're going to be talking about revenge. We're going to be talking about fighting within oneself, and then also how we can fix things, but not alone. Nas, anything before we get to the show?
I've had a blast watching all three of the movies. I think they've all been funny, good characters. The actors are pretty good. I'm super fucking glad they redid the animations. I don't know if you saw the first animations of Sonic. It was fucking terrible. Yeah. So I'm really glad that they listened to the fans and they redid that stuff. They've all been good for their own separate reasons. This one with Shadow coming in with all the trauma, I think is just a good topic to sit on because of the horrific loss. I mean, technically, Sonic has lost too. It loses his whole fucking world. And then you got the Eggman story. Knuckles got his own story too. I mean, they're all traumatized. It's just this whole movie's about trauma. I feel like Shadow's character and just the ominous of the actor is that I don't even know who the actor is for him.
Keanu Reeves.
Stop. It's Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
There's so many good actors. And then you got the Idris Elba, who's the Knuckles, right? So many good actors. That's wild. So it's just really good acted. But that last scene, I think, is the biggest thing that a lot of folks need to listen and pay attention to. You see it a lot on Instagram, so I just really kind of want to get in that. Loss, grief, anger, revenge, losing yourself, help, and just being in pain, just living in pain. We just did a magnificent podcast that you all, hopefully you listened to. If you didn't, please go back and listen to the guest that we had on last week coming out of Minneapolis, Mad Dog. And you're going to listen to him talk about some really awesome stuff when it comes to anger and pain growing up and how that manifests and it can get you into a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble and a lot of pain for him and his family. So excited to talk about this and have some fun and goof off. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Let's go fast. That's what I always say right before sex.
It's got to go fast, but
it's got to go fast. Well, girl, we know it's going to be fast. It's already done.
Yeah, I already fucked up the line. That's fine. Anyways.
Well, you know I'm disabled. It's copyright issues.
And
all right. There you go.
Our destiny awaits.
Stop right there, Robo Scum.
Let's do this. Copy.
Too slow, Eggman. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to get that key. Whoa, my feet. Why can't I use my beautiful feet?
Because this vault is armed with variable gravity.
No kidding.
Green goes up, and red takes you down hard.
Rockwell, listen to me. The Robotniks are planning to...
Oh, they're planning on stealing the second key just like you are? Yes, I'm aware. I called it the second Commander Walters was attacked, so thank you for taking the bait and falling right into my trap.
I don't believe this.
I know, grandson. A woman in the military.
Let's go. Take up position. Full perimeter.
Robotnik. You going full spandex, huh? Who's the fossil?
That's my grandfather, you dough-eating imbecile.
Who are they?
A couple of bleeding hearts. Here to rescue their emotional support animals.
Enough! It's over. The only way you're leaving here is in handcuffs. There is no other way out.
You know, there might be one other way out.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Hey, big guy, I think it's time to...
Break glass in case of emergency! Ha! Nothing can stop Team Knuckles!
Open fire!
Knuckles, turn this stuff off! Hurry!
On it! Uh-oh.
Ha! See how you like...
Can you move?
No, not at all. Tails, can you?
No, I'm stuck.
We might be here a while.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Where's the key?
What was that?
We might have a problem.
No, 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 no!
I'm moving!
I'm moving!
You go get it, grandson! Hey! Oh, whoa, whoa!
No, no!
I'm almost there!
That was so not worth it!
Why are you alone? Where are your friends? They tried to stop you, didn't they? But you came anyway. Your anger was too much. What kind of hero abandons his friends to pursue revenge? Abandons his family?
Don't you dare talk about my family!
And here I thought you cared for them. Especially the one, what's his name? Tom? Go ahead, finish it! What are you waiting for? Do it! I'm right here!
You didn't let your pain change who you are. In here.
This is not who I am.
What are you doing? You won. Take your revenge.
There are no winners with revenge.
Wow. Look at all those stars. They're like diamonds.
The last time I sat beneath stars like this, I was with her. I've felt this pain for so long. It's all I know.
When I lost Longclaw, I felt the same way.
Did your pain eventually go away?
No. But in time, I learned there's something even more powerful than pain. The love we felt for each other. That's what you need to hold on to, Shadow. Maria might be gone, but your love will always remain.
The light shines, even though the star is gone. This whole mess is my fault. I've been so blinded by rage, I thought I had no choice.
You always have a choice. Making the right one is never easy. One more thing I learned is that when you really screw something up, you can't fix it on your own. Gotta go fast.
Don't tell me you've got a catchphrase.
That's right, new Hedgehog, and everyone loves it. If you beg, if you borrow, you may never find your way.
I will not try to stop my elders from destroying the world.
Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about our new collaborator, Toink Toys. They have a wide selection of, you guessed it, toys and other great collectibles. They have products from Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, and everything pop culture. You could say they put the toy in Toink. So go check them out at toink.com and use our code Different Spectrums Podcast to get 10% off your entire order today. Right, and we are back again.
Hey, we're back on my live. Just as live as Sonic.
Nice. Good one. That was really good. So we are covering Sonic 3. Most of you have probably already seen the first two and probably the third. But this one follows the crew of Knuckles and Tails and Sonic coming together to go against Shadow the Hedgehog, the beloved character. Had his own video game, has been in a bunch of all the other Sonic movies and shows that they brought out. But this time around, they're actually bringing it to Keanu Reeves to actually voice Shadow. And his plotline has always been the same. He always tries to get revenge on pretty much everybody because they killed his best friend, Maria. And even in his own video game, did the same thing. And you're pretty much like just trying to take out your revenge.
I don't remember any of that. That's wild.
Yeah. So This has been a long awaited character and also just plot line in general. I mean, people who even saw the trailer were just like, yeah, we know what's about to happen. Like, we know the little girl's about to die.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. And they, you know what? They didn't disappoint. I will say in the video game, he uses guns. He has guns in it, but unfortunately, you can't use guns when you're making a kids movie.
Is
As
it
we've
like
seen.
high techy guns, Spencer? Or is it like
No,
9mm?
like straight up like Desert Eagles. He just rocking with. So
Christ.
yeah. And so I get why they can't, they can't have him just be shooting people and stuff all the time. But even with like some of the other movies that just came out, like Lilo and Stitch, the live action one, they got rid of his like blasters and his guns too. So there's a thing where, they're like, we're gonna not put guns into
Yeah.
kid characters' hands. Um, and so with this character and then with these scenes, he's he's a dark character. His name's Shadow. I mean, he's gonna be a dark character. But
He's a black man.
yep, he's dark skinned. And so it does go to show that this one, I like that they made it a little bit darker for the film, but I don't like, for me, I liked the film, but it was just like I kind of wish that they had darker tones a little bit more in the film, because like I've said before, I think that a lot of the time they dumb down like certain things so that then kids can watch it, and I'm like, I think kids will get it. I think kids will understand and they'll be okay. Now I'm not saying it has to be like rated R or anything, but you know, to go, I like to have it where it's not like all jokes throughout the movie. I want a little bit of just like some substance, and there was in this film, but like we'll get to. But so for the first scene, we have where both the Eggmans, so this is Dr. Robotnik and then his grandpa, they're trying to do a heist, and does not go the way they planned, of course, because it's the Robotniks. That's how it goes. And so now they're caught in between, not only with Sonic, but then also with this like military group that's just trying to stop both Sonic and Dr. Robotnik. And they use this magnetized or gravity floor where they get just sucked down into the floor. And you want to just talk about a little bit about how, and as the scene goes on, like they all get stuck to the floor. It all malfunctions because Knuckles just punches the device, because that's all he knows how to do. He's just a punchy guy.
I mean, just look at his hands. Like, how you gonna? He ain't got
And his
no.
name.
Does he even have fingers?
His name is Knuckles. So
Yeah.
there you go. There you go.
Poor guy.
So he's trying to do this, and like they're trying to get to this like device, both of them.
Yep.
And they're just like worming towards this device, Robotnik and this woman. And you wanted to talk a little bit about how does this like relate to depression, and how does it relate to even someone's mind if they have like ADHD and things like that.
Facts. First off, I agree with Robotnik. Women don't belong in the military.
There you go.
There you go. Hot take. That's complete sarcasm for anyone listening right now. Is it? Bro, I forgot about that. That motherfucker, that grandpa is just a son of a gun, isn't he? Jesus Christ. He is literally the worst. Like he voted for Trump. Let's be real. He voted for Trump. He probably funded him. Yeah. Dude, so I think, let's say the key that they were looking for, it was kind of looked like a card, whatever. That would be the goal or the objective that you're trying to accomplish in school, life, blah, blah, blah. And then I feel like soon as you activate, soon as the Robotniks walk in there, immediately sucked to the ground. So it's very common with a lot of my clients and a lot of folks that are neurodivergent, depression, anxiety, ADHD, autism, activation energy just to do shit. They're scared, they're insecure, whatever it is. It's like you immediately start a task and then you just feel this draw to the floor. or this draw to rescind into yourself to where you can't do nothing. And it's horrific. They don't want it to happen. A lot of my clients want to be successful. They want to do their work. They want to have energy to do their laundry that they've been voiding, and it's sitting in a pile of like 3 stacks deep of just drawers, shirts, spandex, sweatshirts, whatever. It's just this smelly, and then they can't do it. The dishes are piling up 1, 2, 3, 4 days, maybe weeks. I got clients that complain about executive functioning all the time. And this felt like it, where my clients say, dude, I'm just stuck to the couch, stuck to the floor. I'm like, get up. For some of my clients, I'm like, for the love of God, get up. And it's tough. And I get it. People's neurologies are vastly different. But then you get the moments where they're floating in gravity. Like you see there, and like everyone will see the visual. So those are those little spurts of focus, attention, hyperfocus, fixation. They kind of feel a little manicky, where you can actually get a lot of shit done. And you're like, oh, you're vibing. You're like, oh, look at me. I did the laundry, right? I took a shower. I'm doing my schoolwork. It's 3 a.m. I'm still grinding. And then all of a sudden, blam, right back to the gravity of like, pause. The gravity is not necessarily sadness. Depression doesn't have to be sadness. But for a lot of folks, it's just a lack of all energy or want or give a fuck about anything. There's 0 fucks given. There's a lot of want to do things, but the body will not allow itself to do it. And it's a wild world because everyone and their parents and family members, they'll be like, just do it. My kid's like, oh yeah, good advice. I appreciate that. That's going to help. Just get out of bed. Just do your homework. Just take a shower. Like, it's much harder than what people think. I thought it was a really good scene in my mind on how I interpret what my clients go through daily. There's the ups and the downs. And then finally I get one of those little bastards, adults, whatever, with medication and therapy to try to do this little fucking worm thing, Spence, where you're moving and you're getting closer. And he's like, I'm moving. My clients get so excited and they'll text me. They're like, Nas, I did a thing. And then they finally do the thing. Let's just say that he grabs the key, that the other lady didn't take it. They'll literally tell me, like, this shit was not worth it. Like, taking that shower was not worth the stress that it was to, like, get into the shower and to, like, start my day. Reminds me of the later in the movie, we're going to talk about the right choices. So those are usually the hard choices. And the right choices for a lot of clients is to do the things they need to do to be successful, such as like exercising, drinking more water, eating, taking your medicine, which is hard as fuck. I even struggle with it. Yes, I'm just trying to check my pocket to make sure I took my medicine, which I did as a good boy. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people will relate to this vibe, Spence, of the inability to do the things that they need to do. I know, like with school-related things, Spence, you've talked about it. Like, that was a struggle for you in college. And homeboy was just like, I just don't want to do this.
And never liked school.
Yep.
Because I don't like doing things I'm forced to do. So I'm forced to do school, I'm forced to do that, and then just sitting there and just doing whatever, who gives a fuck subject it is.
Feels pointless.
And then having to do it. So it's that, and then I also just don't feel like doing it. So.
Yeah. Now take that and you metastasize it out, expand it out, to like the other things around the house, and it becomes a major issue. I got some clients that say exactly what you said, but it's about work. They're like, I just don't want to do this shit. Well, I'm like, well, you need money, kid. We're like, yeah, I know I need money, but I don't want to do this, and I hate the job, and I get that I have to live and make money, but so they're like, the only other option is death. I'm like, wait a minute, you went too far. I think you skipped some steps there, kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to do this shit. I do not like the way society is structured. I was like, homie, I don't know how therapy is going to help you with this one, brother. That's a tough one.
What's a perfect society then? Like, what is it?
You just chilling, playing video games? Like,
it's gonna get boring like right away.
I would assume.
I also we're gonna
let's talk about
topic here.
No, let's do it. This is a good topic.
Just I love it when people like, yes, I think capitalism has its faults and things like that. But at the same time, it's like, what's the alternative to that? Is it communism? Would you rather be in a communist state? People who are in a communist state do not
Don't
want
like
to
the
be in a
communist state.
communist state.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because you're fucking fighting for food, for money, for anything. And then people at the top are getting all of it anyways,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't even have a fucking chance to even get what they have. You're never going to get that chance.
There's no
Now,
mobility.
in capitalism, now don't get me wrong, just because there might be opportunity there doesn't mean that everybody's going to
Has a
do
chance. Yeah.
it. And that's just not how it is. For me, even though I know that there are faults in capitalism and it's just nasty, it's gross and all that stuff, I don't know what the alternative
It is.
to it is, because guess what? The other alternatives don't look as promising either. I literally had a coworker who was like, she was like, communism, like capitalism's going to go down in the next few years. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. There's too much invested. There's too much in there for it to just go away. It'll never go away. And she was pure like, oh yeah, communism. I'm like,
How do they think it's going to go away? Like through a revolution or through something else? Because
probably that. Yeah.
Okay.
People being like, you know what? This is bullshit, man. Like this is not right. We
Not gonna
shouldn't do
happen.
this. It's never gonna happen.
No.
Especially in the US. It's never gonna happen.
Only way in which some some type of socialism would come up, not communism, but some type of socialism, like full through and through, is because of AI takes all the jobs. If AI takes all the jobs, now what? Because now, well, it's still going to be capitalistic, but Obama talked about it a long time ago when he was president, that someone asked about all these different things. And he's like, hey, maybe we will have to have like a standard paycheck that people get because there won't be no jobs on the market. That the Asian dude, I think it was Andrew Wang, who was going running for president or the Democratic side. Yeah. And he talked about it too, like this type of like universal income. I think that's the wrong word choice. So I talk about that with clients sometimes. I'm like, man, this AI shit kind of scary, man. There's going to be a lot of jobs. There's going to be like robots, little scanners. Like there's going to be no checkout folks. Therapists could be replaced. They're saying lawyers are pretty much going to be replacing a lot of these things. That's what I've been hearing. And I'm just wondering, like, what would that world look like? And like, how would people live and afford? So that was like, Spence, I was like, I have no idea what the world's going to look like. Are we all going to be like dystopian, poor people, rich people?
And that's the alternative. So it's like,
I have no idea.
I'm okay with what I got right now. Like, even though, like, it's a struggle and it sucks. Yep. It sucks, and wish it could be easier. I wish it could be easier.
Yeah.
The problem is that people want to go to like such extremes either way that it's just like anybody in the middle is pretty much fucked. So it's like I get that aspect, but it's like, you know what? Just because like it's hard to do doesn't mean that you don't put in work for it.
They don't actually move forward for it.
That's my problem, is like when I hear stuff like that, when people are like, man, it's just like, it's so hard to work. It's like, yeah, it's work.
It sucks.
It's not going to be easy. It's not every job is going to be your fucking dream job. Like, I got 2 other fucking jobs on the side right now because I need to make money to get even further ahead.
Yep.
And like, people, you know what? And people just complain about like one job or like just working like 20 hours a week. And you're like, come on now. Like, I know it's tough, but like, get your ass up and out there. And I know, that's not the.
I'm smiling because I agree with you too. And also, I know that me and you are different than other cats. Like, we don't have maybe the disabilities of them, but some people ain't even got disabilities and they don't even do 20 hours.
There are some people that want to, especially lean on a certain disability or something like that, even though it's not debilitating or it's not to the point where, like we've seen people who are literally disabled and still working like 40 hours a week or more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I personally think like sometimes people need to get out of their own fucking heads and just like put their head down and just go.
Do it.
But
Hey, I'm telling you, I felt the same way, Spence, with some of my clients. I'm like, what is stopping you?
Yeah.
And it's so hard because I don't know if it is trauma. I don't know if it's the actual disability. I don't know if it's depression. Is it the neurology not functioning? But then I get my certain folks that are autistic that are like, why do I even need to do this? See, where I differ from that because I understand why I have to do it.
Yeah.
My thing is, it was some of those people is that they're so underpaid for their positions that they can barely afford any of their shit making $17 an hour. 17 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And right there, you know, folks living with family, this and that, and they still can barely afford like their little car payment and like just food.
Yeah.
And they're working. And then, God forbid, Spence, we start talking about insurance.
Yeah.
And like, and how when they age off of insurance, they got to get their own. And then like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like some of my clients, I'm like, yeah, so you're going to have to pay for your insurance, which would be a couple $100 a month,
Mm-hmm.
which was paid for by their parents before. And then also you'll have to be introduced to what a deductible is and you'll have to meet that. And those are pretty high in America, like $2,000 to $5,000.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't have $2,000 to $5,000 to pay you. And I was like, yes, I know. And they're like, I might as well just fucking die. And I'm like, no.
Right to the extreme.
And you see where that slug thing is now. They're like Robotnik, where they're slugging, and they're like,
Right.
this is fucking pointless, my guy. I'm not cut like that. But then again, I mean, when I was a kid, I was like begging to die, but that's a different story now. I'm talking to mostly adults.
But like, don't you think like,
what's up?
I know you probably have this conversation. It's just like, once it's like, if you do, you know, if you hurt yourself and it's over, it's over. There's no getting out of that. There's nothing. It's just, it's it. It's done. Right. And you can't, there's no, because it also depends on like what you believe in and stuff like that, whatever. But even then, like, there's nothing afterwards. And if you get out of this position of where, you know, instead of making $17 an hour to maybe making 20 in the next couple years, then that gives you relief. And it also gives you happiness, maybe, to get out of like debt, to get out of whatever. And you can actually start doing things on your own and actually having a good time in your life. And then you can be happy. Right. But a lot of the time people just are like, fuck it, you know, fuck it. Like, I'm just stop, just stop. And they're rather young too. And it's like, bro, you haven't lived like life. And I'm not, you know,
but they're projecting out, Spence, that is always going to be more miserable or the same.
But, and how do you know that?
Great point. Is you don't know that. They're just going from the data they've already gotten.
But that's the problem. It's like, you can't tell the future. You don't know what the future is.
You don't.
I didn't know what the future is when I was homeless, living in a fucking car.
Yep.
I didn't know it was going to be more of this. I didn't know it was going to be less. I didn't know. But at the same time, you know, and also, you know, I do have people in my life that help me out with there. I know there are a ton of factors that go along with this, obviously. But I just feel like when you just base it off of just things that haven't happened yet, that's where you really go wrong, because you don't know. You could get better. You could meet somebody, you fall in love. You could also, you know, meet friends that you'll really love and love hanging out with. You could do all this. You could find a job you really love. You could do all those
and maybe
things.
It's not more money, but maybe it's a job that's more congruent and affirming to you and your needs.
No, yeah. I mean, when I found my job, I'm not making I'm making like $5,000 more than I did my past job, but I'm also doing sports and I'm having fun with it. I get
Much
to do
better.
remote. It's a lot better, you know? And if I was having, like, believe me, when I was working at like that pool and spa company and I decided to end it there, like,
that would have been miserable.
I wouldn't have had anything.
Yep.
I wouldn't have had anything else. I wouldn't have had what I have now, even though I'm not making more than what I did back then, but I'm happier now.
Have a little bit more peace now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
And satisfaction.
Yeah.
So, Spence, this is the conversations I have daily. Like, the way you feel right now is how I feel daily.
Mm-hmm.
I literally just had a mother text me, hey, just a good update. I got to check in with my kids and this is awesome. And off my other kid didn't kill themselves. So I just want to let you know that. I was like, yeah, these are text messages that I get on the daily.
Nice.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll respond to it after this.
Right.
So I had someone ask me, Spence, and I said, no, I'll say what I say. Then they asked me something. And I was like, we're going to have to talk about this because you ain't coming at me like this. And we're talking about the sadness and depression. I said, homie, a couple times a month, maybe twice a month, you get real depressed, real suicidal. Twice. And then by the time we talk next time, you're good the next day. The next day, you're miraculously chilling. I said, okay, so you got about 2 really, really bad days. And usually once a week, you got a couple down days. So let's what's that? 4, 5, 6. That's 6 days out the month, Spence. 6 days out of 30 days. Or meh to like, I want to die. They're not that bad. Kind of want to die. But like, I'm fine. I'm Gucci. So there's 24 other days where you actually chilling and vibing and doing fun stuff, hanging out, watching movies, talking to friends, going to competitions, concerts. Like, it sounds like a good ass life. But those couple, 1 bad day a week plus the 2 every once in a while that are like, man, I don't sound that bad. It really doesn't sound that bad. I think a lot of people think that their entire day, Spence, their entire week is miserable. Their entire day is, and some people it is like those slugs on the floor that can't move. When in actuality, when you really look at the information, for most folks, it is not. That there's just really bad moments and then they kind of reset and then the rest are meh or okay. So I say this to a lot of clients, right? That there's a lot of opportunities and growth, but this is what the student said to me, Spence. Not even a student, right? It's private practice. You have more opportunities than me. You don't know nothing about this struggle. You don't know nothing about this or that. Like you, right? I'm in this vulnerable situation with this, and that, and the other. I'm like, shit, man, real talk in my head. I'm like, man, you have much more opportunity than I did. Fuck you, man. But we're going to talk about it next time.
Right.
I'm actually going to send him an email later tomorrow and be like, so who is it that you think I am? Because I know it says Dr. Nas on here. So I assume that they think that I'm maybe super privileged and parents got like master's degrees, doctorates, engineers, or medical doctors. I'm like, homie, we need to have a discussion. I'm sure your dad wasn't out there saying, Google me to people. I felt like sending the motherfuckers Google clips. Like, okay. And my arrest record, besides the point.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I get it, valid to think that I'm this certain thing. I didn't know that they thought that of me. Maybe they thought that I was talking down to them. Mm-hmm. And I'm not. And so we need to have a good discussion about that just like Shadow, you have choices. We're going to get into it, but you have choices and they're extremely fucking hard.
Right.
They're extremely hard, but doesn't mean that life can't get better. As I tell many people, you die in misery, Spence. Like you said, if you check out, you die there. Yeah. Well, some clients, when you were talking, they would say, well, yes, you said there's nothing. They'd be like, I would love for there to be nothing. I'm like, is it really nothing? You're literally miserable. And then you affect everyone around you too.
True.
So there's a lot of
suicide is not like it's not a one person thing.
If it was,
it's really not.
That would be magnificent. It is not.
It is not. It affects everybody around you, especially, if they find you. That's pretty traumatizing.
Just be real.
Like, I talked about this with Dom. I was like people just don't understand. Some people just don't understand like how like traumatizing that is for somebody to walk in on that. Or if they try to make it public. Like, I really hate people that try to make things like public in that way, like jumping in front of a car or like train or anything like that. Like, that's really fucked up for you to make it like somebody else's responsibility to do that,
because they're going to struggle with that the rest of their life spans.
Yeah, totally. And for me, that it's selfish, and that when the people publicly do it, it's very selfish for me. So,
and we're not even trying to be shameful. When you're not trying to shame anyone for being suicidal, it's the way in which you go about
I'm shaming people who are publicly doing it and involving innocent bystanders.
Correct. Thank you for clarifying. I feel the same. But you got these people, man, that are going through it, and then like Robotnik at the end, this is not worth it. And I'm like, homie, have you tried all the stuff? So in this metaphorical world that I've created here, right, with up and down, have we tried to take the medicine? Well, I don't want to take the medicine or this or that. I don't want to be dependent on it. Motherfucker, you can't walk and shower.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me that being dependent on the medicine will be more stigmatizing than you with dirty shit everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Like that don't make that math. That's girl math. That math don't add up.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of honest talks about these things. Dude, it's so hard to get some of my boys to take meds, and I know we're gonna do a podcast later about men's mental health.
Yeah.
But like, I literally have to beg some boys, like, you are legitimately now disabled from this anxiety, panic attack, dysphoria, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. If you do not take the medicine, you will probably lose everything. So you're going to take a hit to your pride that you have to use this. You're maxed out a ton of money in therapy. You take, well, the medicine would be more money, this and that. I said, it's $4 prescriptions that you can get at the store. $4. That's without insurance. $4. I don't think a lot of people know how cheap an SSRI is. There's a chance it doesn't work. There's a chance. There's 30% of people that are completely resistant to it. So but it's worth a shot. And I got to tell people, I don't want you to be miserable like this all the time. You don't have to live like this. And finally, I get to men and women, a little bit easier to maneuver women to do it, a little bit less stigma because of masculinity. Then finally, I get them to try it, right? And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we got to try different Chex Mix and shit. It just depends. Are we, eating and exercising? Can we shower at least in the morning? Do we need to incorporate prayer that makes you feel better? Like, let's maneuver this to where it's best affirming for you, to where you are now, maybe you're not happy, but maybe you just don't want to die. As a therapist, I take that as a dub. Maybe I get you to content, and then we look for the happiness and joy later on. Like Spencer said, though, if you stop right there and then and there, that's it. That's all you will ever know is what Shadow knows. Pain and misery. You're going to be like little Anakin walking around just fucking, what was it? Fear, anger, hatred, suffering. Like, that's all you'll know. Unless you try to change things. You'd be surprised, Spence, on how many times I have conversation with people like, well, I don't know if I want to do that. The shit you've been doing ain't working. Let's just be real, homie. It ain't been working. So you can listen to me and give it a shot. And hey, man, if I don't know what I'm talking about, you can tell me to go fuck myself, and then you find someone else.
Yeah.
But know that I'm always operating with your best interest at heart, which is making you have some joy. Someone the other day, Spence, a human man. I said it just because I'm weird, not because there's any like queer related things. And they got so happy that they did something that I talked about weeks and weeks ago. They sent me an email like instant, like, I fucking bought it. It's like, hell yeah, man. And then they sent me an email like, yeah, I'm sorry to send this random ass email. Like, I apologize if I'm wasting your time. I was like, no, dude, if you do happy shit for yourself, send it to me. Fuck do I care? Like, I was excited when you sent this to me. Now I know that you're trying to change your life. Fucking awesome. Let's go. The slugs on the floor. Brother, I've been like that too, man. I go through like spurts like for a month or two. I just can't function. Someone texted us on the pod. And I didn't respond to them for like 3 or 4 days. And it's literally because I like went to sleep for like 12 hours and then I got busy. Then I went to sleep for 12 hours. It's like, I'm not going to text you back. It's fine. So I apologized and then we reciprocated and everything's good. We're like, I die sometimes internally. This scene reminded me, and then we'll pivot, of the scene in The Incredibles when he gets stuck to the floor with all those fucking bubbles.
Right.
Yeah, same type of vibe, man, is that feeling of just being stuck, immovable. But then this also has the elation of the mania. I know, folks, I'm autistic as hell. This is just what I thought about when I was watching this scene. Funny, but also very metaphorical for what people go through daily and the craziness that goes through people's heads. You don't always have to be depressed and stuck. Sometimes you ebb and flow continuously throughout the day or week. All right. Next scene.
There we go. Back. I'm in focus. So the next scene, throughout the whole movie, Granddad Robotnik has been having Shadow do his bidding especially when it comes to just trying to get his revenge. And so Shadow this whole time has been trying to get revenge on I guess it's like a military or this group that killed Maria, as well as Granddad Robotnik, because they pretty much like fired him essentially. Like and so now we have this battle between Sonic and Shadow, because Sonic was getting his ass whooped when they were like fighting normally. But then he got all the chaos crystals or gems, chaos gems, what the fuck. Got them all together, and now
You
he's
got all the
Super Sonic.
rhinestones.
Yeah, whatever. I got all the colors together, you know.
All the colors. Is he gay?
It's a melting pot. And just like America, Sonic is the epitome of America. Yeah, that's right.
It's a white man. He's
exactly.
also Jewish, so
He is. Apparently, so is Knuckles now. So
oh my god.
watch that.
Oh my god, I forgot the
watch
TV
the
show.
Knuckles series, folks.
Yep.
He's technically Jewish now. So hey, who would have thought a black man could be Jewish? Anywho,
Mari Stoudemire.
yeah. Well, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, he did turn. Anywho, so they're fighting it out, and of course, Shadow brings up Tom, and that just gets Sonic all pissed off. I'm fucking, what the fuck is this fucking focus?
I don't know why your thing, if folks are paying attention on the video side, for some reason it gets unfocused on them. I don't know.
I don't know why. 100% focus. Let's see. 0% focus. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there for now.
Yeah, leave it at 0. Yeah.
Anywho, so they're fighting it out. Brings up Tom.
Oof. Bad choice.
That was the trigger. That was the trigger word for Sonic. Don't want to say Tom's name in vain, or else you're gonna get punched to the moon. And knocks his ass out to the moon. And as Sonic's about to make the final blow, he decides to switch it up because you know what? Tom, that white man told him exactly how to act, and he did. Remember that.
Yep.
But hey, you know what? Biracial couple. So you know what? I'm all for Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm all for Tom.
Go,
she
Tom.
was gorgeous, brother. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So they're about to make some nice mixed babies.
I know. Can you imagine?
And then obviously, Sonic stops and he's just like, you know what? I'm not gonna beat the shit out of you anymore. I'm gonna let you live, bro. I'm gonna let you live. And we see this because not only has Sonic had good people around him since coming to Earth, right? But we see on the opposite end through Shadow,
nothing.
He was tested on.
Oh,
he was
that's
tested
right.
on by scientists, and then also he was looked at as like an object, not as like a person or anything like that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and so they were trying to use him for something, use his powers to like generate stuff. That's why Granddad Robotnik liked him, because then he could power his little station there. But he's had nothing but like misery, and also being treated like nothing, except for Maria. Maria was the only one that actually treated him like a person or actually loved. And that person was now gone. She was murdered or killed. That after you lose the one thing that, or the one person that loved you and cared for you, then he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go all out on the revenge. Why? Because that's all I have now. All I have is anger. All I have is revenge. So why wouldn't I just want to be doing only that? You get to see just like the opposite ends, right?
Yep.
You get to see Sonic, who's loved, and then you get to see Shadow, who is just fueled on revenge and hate. It's just like Star Wars. Just like Star
It is.
believe it or not. Um, and so now, with that though, Sonic is stopping and trying to understand his Shadow's hate against everybody because he gets it. He understands why. He like Sonic has emotions. He knows. And so now he's trying to relate to him, and then he takes the time to talk and listen and even get, philosophical on him. Who would have thought we'd see a philosophical Sonic? I didn't. And
Right.
then we then, through that, in a short period of time, we see Shadow actually get an understanding and be like, you know what, dude, you're all right. You're a good dude. And then they hold hands and they frolic off to beat the shit out of more people. It's a love story, really, if you think about
It
it.
really is. And there's
Yeah.
gemstones, so it's a little gay.
Yeah, and they're rainbow colored, so it's Pride, really.
Very
It's a
pride.
Pride movie.
It's Pride Month. Chill
Yeah.
out. Happy
Yeah.
Pride.
Hey, happy Pride. Juneteenth was over real quick.
Jesus Christ.
Just saying, but 1 month. Um,
The queers get the
and
whole month? Jesus.
I'm just saying,
There's black queer people.
yeah, we got February, shortest month, and then we also got Juneteenth, and then they're trying to get rid of
They're
that.
gonna get rid of it. Yeah, they're getting rid of
Yeah,
that.
so either way, and I'm like, why don't you just take the day off? I don't get it. It's another day off. Just
I
take
know. It makes
I
no
don't get
sense. Supposedly it's costing America millions of dollars.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
But yeah, and so it ends pretty well. And we get to have a quote there uh being who you really are, and just the light shines even though the light is gone. It's just Keanu Reeves, man. Keanu Reeves, Neo, really. John Wick now, but Shadow
True.
also. So
Interesting thing. Don't have to ask any questions about this. I'm just going to say some stuff, and then we're going to keep it moving into some meanings. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see like the person you love the most be kind of murdered or killed, or maybe everyone in their country may be killed, and then they wonder why you hate and have so much violence and hostileness in that courses through you. I wonder why. Yeah, because you lose something that you love, and then you watch all your people die, your friends die, your neighbors die, your churches get blown up, your hospitals get blown up, and then you're wondering why so many people dislike you. So many people around the entire world dislike you. I wonder why. But we're going to leave it at that. And I don't want to speak anything else about that, but obviously people should understand what I'm talking about. So, as we look into the scene, Spence, were you a person that thought that the anger in Shadow, and not just the scene, but the movie, and Knuckles was somewhat the same? Because Knuckles was a hostile, vengeful son of a bitch too. Like, how are they different? Before we get into things, I wanted to ask you as the connoisseur of nerddom.
thank you. Appreciate that.
I baptized thee.
Yeah. Well, I would say Knuckles, he came from like a tribe.
Yeah.
Like in the movie, and I think also in the other things. He came from like a tribe, and also like he's very like, you could say he's neurodivergent. You could say that. Like you
He's
could
so
say
autistic.
yeah, like you could say that, because once he's on like a mission, like that's his whole thing. He's on a mission. That's about it. That's all he cares about usually, right? Until then he meets like Sonic. But then he also had his tribe and stuff. And then it's weird because like Sonic's mentor, like they're like these owls and shit that like fight against his tribe. So they're like fucking button heads, and that's how he's just like, and that's why Knuckles is just like, fuck are you, Sonic? Like, fuck you, bro. Like hanging out with those owl people. The fuck? Gang, bro.
Because wasn't he trying to like murder like all hedgehogs or something like that, or some I don't know. Or
no, because
vengeance?
he was the only hedgehog. He was mainly the owls. Like he
Okay.
doesn't fuck. He like because and then they killed his Sonic's like mentor or mother figure.
Yep.
So they killed her, and that's how he got transported into Earth.
Got it.
And so the difference is that Knuckles is very objective based, right? It's
Okay.
not emotional. It's definitely not emotional. He's doing because he feels like this is the thing to do, right? And that's why he got with Dr. Robotnik, because then he could find the one thing that he wanted, which was the gem, the emerald or whatever.
Yeah, the emerald. Yep.
Yeah, he wanted to get the emeralds, and like that's his whole thing, is to protect that thing. That's his people's thing.
Oh,
Is like
that's right.
protect it. That's all they do. That's their objective. Protect this. That's all. And
Got it. You're right. So he
and
is an angry little bastard, but
he's
he's
angry, but it's objective.
all
Angry.
objective based, and it's
Yeah.
hostile. But again, objective.
You're
It's
getting
about
in my
saving the
way
people
of
and the tribe.
protecting this.
Got it.
Yeah, you're getting in my way of protecting this emerald. Stop it, right? And then once he sees that Robotnik's doing like actually trying to steal it and use it for bad things, like, well, fuck you,
Yep.
to him. And then the difference then you see with Shadow is that he's never had anybody. He's only had himself, because as soon as he crash landed into Earth, this motherfucker was experimented on, was trying to be used for his powers, and then also, of course, and then he has one person in his life, and then that's taken away from him. So it's all anger, but it's not objective. It's all about, it's just
Pain.
all over the
It's all
fucking
about
place.
pain. It's just pain.
There's no one thing going to, until they kill Maria. They killed Maria, and then his objective is just revenge.
Yep.
His revenge.
So he's in the air, then love, then pain and misery, and then
Yeah.
revenge. Got it.
Yes.
So interesting. Got it. Yeah, I just want to talk about that because they both are very hostile, aggressive individuals. But Shadow is much more intelligent, for lack of a better word, where Knuckles is just kind of he's just kind of a goofy dude and kind of lost, naive. He reminds me like just a super autistic dude just doing his thing, man. Or Shadow, you're like, oh, okay, there's some drama here. Yeah.
And all he wanted to do was look in the stars with that little white girl.
I know.
They took it away from him. Like every other black man, they took it away from him.
I'm not gonna lie, when you're talking about Shadow being experimented on and used and all that, I was like, this is literally black folks' fucking
That's a black man's story.
That's a black man's story right there. He's a black man.
Comes to a random
country,
random world against his will,
and then
immediately gets used for his powers.
Yes, then falls in love, and then they kill her for liking a black guy.
Yeah. Well,
I know. I'm just saying.
I think a little different.
I know. I went there.
I didn't like, though, like in the movie, like in the video game, like they were trying to shoot Shadow, and like she got in the way.
Yes, in the movie,
and then they killed her.
Yep.
But I think it was Eggman who got in the way because they were trying to shoot him. I think, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've seen it. But then they tried to shoot him, and then like an explosion happens.
Correct.
And
then they get blown into it. Yep.
So they try to make like the army side a little less like it's their fault that she did. Instead, they made it like, technically it's Eggman's fault. Like, what are you gonna do with the army?
Yeah.
There's casualties sometimes. What are you gonna do?
It happens.
Here we go.
It's fine. Whole country's gone. It's fine.
There it is.
Just keep sprinkling that in every podcast for the next couple of years.
Just a little bit.
So this scene, dude, internal fight for sure. Let's say that they are one and the same. Sonic and Shadow. They're fighting each other. There's this duality of I want to do this, I don't want to do this. The neurodivergence of depression, anxiety, hyperfocus, lethargy, apathy, right? Mania, horrific, disabling, severe depression. So it's this duality of the two. So I see that as the two fighting each other constantly. But then when you actually start looking into what the hell is going on, that's actually vastly different. For one, you don't push someone and then make fun or use against them the person that they may have just lost. Or you don't touch on someone's most sensitive things. I don't care what type of neurodivergence or neurotypical you are. There's certain things that are always off limits. You're not touching that.
Yeah.
So we all have that point, that boiling point, that threshold in which we're going to tweak out. Spencer has them. I have them. All of you have them. Some people it's going to be a little bit less. Maybe it's going to be just overstimulation, loud stuff. Maybe someone touching you. For some folks, it's going to be you say anything or do anything to harm anyone I love. Maybe a lot of us, this is for a lot of us, whether it doesn't matter your divergence or not. We'll allow you to say or do certain things to us. But if you do it to someone else that we love, then we normally crash out. Like a lot of us can take a lot of individual pain, but we never want to usually see our loved ones in pain or friends in pain.
I would say a good rule of thumb is if you are ever like, say you get to a point like you do insult somebody.
Yep.
It happens.
Yep.
Make it about them. Don't make it about others because they're not involved unless they involve them. That's my rule. Like if you involve them, that's your fault.
Yep.
But or if you involve somebody in my family, then that's your fault. But if you ever do like, go at somebody, I go at them for their characteristics and what they do. I don't like going after people who are like innocent or anything like that because it just goes into a whole thing.
That's wrong.
It could go even worse. Like, but at the same time, I'm like, I like going after people themselves, especially if I'm not, a fan of them.
Yeah, and I've done it where I've gotten hot and I said this or that about someone else's like friend or partner. I'm like, and that got me just some weird water. But even if you're teasing, though, let's be real. So like me and Spence like to tease, joke around, blah, blah, blah. You also would want to focus on them and you don't tease about maybe their family or their loved ones, someone else's stuff, right? You stay whatever the mutually exclusive thing is between them. Go ahead.
Also, I don't like doing things that they can't change about themselves. Like, right? Like, like eyesight. That's one thing that people always like to talk shit about, like, oh, 4 eyes and shit. I'm like, if they could change it, they probably could.
Yeah.
Or if like they have like some type of like disability or something like that, never go after that.
Correct.
No, never. Yeah. Like if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. I don't need to talk about, you having a limp, right?
Hey man, pick your leg up.
Hey man, hey. Why is it so short? Anyways, but it's
you got a skid mark on the ground. It's you dragging your leg.
But like, yeah, I don't like going after things that like people can't change about themselves because if they could, they probably would.
And if it's a very sensitive thing to them, right? Or they told you and they set a boundary, then you abide by that boundary. Which I've messed up. I've gone up against something. They're like, bro, no. I'm like, yep. Understood. Never do it again. Got it. Yeah. I don't even know how we got to this. Oh, we were talking about the Tom thing. Sorry. So then he pops off. And now you see this instantaneous rage where he like uppercuts him right in the fucking head. And then he gets launched into the moon. Many people know what it feels like to be in that much rage, like full on Super Saiyan rage. That is an intense meltdown that I don't want anyone to feel. It does not feel good. You're exhausted. You say horrible things or you do horrible things in those meltdowns or melt ups or explosions, whatever the hell you want to call it. Cause right, you're not melting internally. It's usually boom externally. Those are intense moments, for a lot of folks of dissociation. Intense rage, internal, physical. Those are when my clients spend that sometimes will start to self-harm because they're tweaking out so much. Right, I got people that text me when stuff like this happens, and I'll try to calm them down via text in the private practice. Like, wait a minute, use your skills, use your words. You got the words now, girlie. It's fine. Here we go. Someone texted me the other day. Yeah, I'm about to yeet myself out this window. I was like, no.
Fly like an eagle.
Yeah. And the cool thing is I get to be funny with a lot of my people, so there was a lot of follow-up jokes about that.
So one thing to also note too, and one thing to follow from Sonic,
what's up,
is that although he goes through all of these traumatizing things, he's lost like a mother figure. Tom in the third one is in the hospital, might die. He doesn't know. He's still, the thing about it is that he always still is that lighthearted, funny character, right? And I know I was just ragging on a little bit at the beginning, just being like, I wish they would, make a little bit more in like emotional drama scenes and stuff like that. But at the same time, even though he's been through all of these different things, he still finds a way to be his happy, happy-go-lucky self and is still very nurturing to his friends and family around him. So,
biggest key point of this entire scene was the main reason why I wanted to do this, Spence, is because of that. He says that before he's getting ready to punch him, and Shadow's egging him on, do it, kill me, do it. That could be your internal voice saying that, external voice saying that, someone else saying that, whatever. You realize that's not part of you as a person. To exact revenge, to hurt yourself, to hurt someone else, to make the poor choice. Because as Tom said, is someone who's been through so much pain, but you didn't allow it to change you. And I think that's a magnificent thing. You know, Spence, people like saying this, like trauma is the reason why you do this, and trauma is the reason why you do that, and all your life is trauma, 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 trauma. And it takes away anyone's true identity. Most of people's personalities, students and humans I love, clients I love. I told one recently, I said, this is, don't fucking say this is a trauma response. This is who you are as a person. You're quite lovely. You're super kind. You're super person focused because of that's who you are. That's who your heart is. You think about all the complexities in the world, and saying that it's a trauma based thing because of family members did this to you and that to you. So you're hyper vigilant and all that. Like, I get it. And your humanity is this. Certain humans are just more caring. And they got super choked up, and one of their homies affirmed them on this too as well, Spence. It's not everything's a fucking trauma response. That takes away like your actual goodness that's inside of you. Not everything about me is a trauma response. I know a lot of it is. But the way I love people, that's just a genetic thing through me, my father, and my grandfather. That's just passed throughout the lineage all the way back to Palestine and Lebanon. That's just who we are as men. And to say that it's just trauma and why I'm hyper-focused or notice all these other things, so that's bullshit. That takes away my natural gifts. So stay true to who you are. Don't allow all the pain and the trauma and the horrors of the world to change you. It will change some of you, but don't allow it to completely disperse throughout your entire. Don't be like a fucking symbiote where it completely takes over. We can't have that. Not like the good one, like Venom, you know. Well, he's good in the movies.
He's good.
He's good. Everywhere else, he's gonna kill you.
Yeah, no, he literally talks about ripping your spine.
Well, I mean, it's spinal. Mike Tyson. What hurts? My spine. More this in my back. What, what's
yeah, he also said a few other things.
Well, I'm not gonna get into those.
I'm gonna fuck you.
Oh my god. It's gonna be good.
Whoa. Let me tell you something, man. I saw that clip recently, and I was just like,
it's intense. It's
if
bad.
that man ever told me he's gonna fuck me, I'm getting a whole new identity. I'm gone. I'm gone.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. He was
it's pretty fucking scary.
Unchained. Yes. And he still struggles.
That was when he was older too. That was a little older.
Well, I mean,
that wasn't his prime. That wasn't prime him.
No.
But even still.
That was when he was at the bottom. That was actually when he was at the worst ever. Right, his adopted dad died. All the drugs, the assaults,
not to say he's not a good person. I'm just saying in that instance.
Yeah. Oh, that was horrible. No, let's be real. No, that was horrible. Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm gonna be like.
Thankfully, all his repenting and all this other shit, he's gotten a lot better. But yeah, those were horrible fucking moments.
Yes, yeah. Like at that moment, I would be like, I'm a new person.
Homeboy let the pain and trauma control him.
Yeah.
He's just a young traumatized boy.
Shadow took over that one.
Just beating him up. He just wanted to be with his pigeons and chill, man.
He did.
Lovely kid. We're all innocent in the inside. Well, when we're young, anyways.
Yeah.
So then pivots into this really big discussion where he shows him compassion. When you show others compassion, you also allow yourself to receive compassion, grace. I think a lot of people struggle with patience. We were talking to, I'm sorry, Spence, I forgot his name.
Marquise, right?
Because I remember I called him Marquise.
Yeah, you did. Never mind. Yeah, you call him Marquise. Yeah. Marquise Bowie.
Yes, aka Mad Dog. We talked to him about patience and grace and giving people like forgiveness and just showing up, keep showing up, consistency. And this is what he does to Shadow for the first time since Maria. Since Maria. And instantly, this grace, this compassion allows them to connect. He looks up at the sky and he says, right, I haven't done this in years. I used to do this for Maria all the time. And they did. They showed you the flashbacks. And now you're thinking about loss. You're thinking about grief. You're thinking about the person that you love. But you're also thinking about these good moments that you have with your friend, your partner. And he goes, hey, man, I've been painting for so long. And he asks Sonic, does it ever go away? Sonic says no. But you begin to find something else that's really good, that's even better, which is love. You remember the moments in which you loved with them, the moments in which you had love with them. You embrace on those memories, or you focus on those things, or, in my eyes, you go find more love after that relationship is done, that person is passed, maybe the love in which you had for your university, your school, your job, whatever it is. There's more love to be found. There's infinite amounts of love. And so I think that's really good to focus on. I try to pivot a lot of people onto the love, especially when it comes to grief, Spence. Really focus on those things to get away from all the pain and the sadness, to focus on the good moments that you have and then feel the sadness because of the good moments and the happiness. Magnificent point that they two make there. And then you see Shadow. Now he's listening. And he asks him, or they start talking, and the next thing happens, the sun starts to come up, right, on the earth, and they're on the moon. And you see him looking at it, and he says, look at the light shining, even though the star's going away. And so he's just talking about the light always comes back, right? Even with pain, there's still going to be light. So like they start dropping dimes there, man. The next thing Sonic says is, hey, man, looks like you made a lot of bad choices. Everyone who's listening to this podcast, you need to raise your hand because you've made bad choices. We've all made bad choices. I made bad choices every fucking day.
We're not perfect? What?
Brother, I just realized, Spence, after 5 months, I had a blade on a saw, in which I had in backwards. And so I want to just let you know, it's been wild over here trying to operate this saw. And I just figured out I had the blade on wrong. So I continuously mess up daily.
It happens.
When you have to wear a gas mask to operate a saw, it's probably not working the way it's supposed to.
But you keep on going anyways.
Because I thought that was, I'm not going to get into it. I can explain it to where I don't sound that disabled. I remember bringing my dad out there in the winter, like, I don't think this is right.
It wasn't. So hey,
it wasn't. I just figured it out yesterday. I had to fuck her in backwards.
Good.
I'm a complete idiot. It's fine. But we all make the bad choices. But like Sonic said, this is the biggest thing. Like I repeat it over and over and over. Making the right choices, extremely hard. Because it's usually much more complicated, much more difficult. It's usually the harder way to go, but it's the best way to go, usually long term. To not always take the shortcuts, to not always do the bad things, to not always avoid things, to not always use drugs or alcohol to cope with all your pain, to not always run away from good relationships, right? To stay in bad relationships. That's an easier choice to make. Someone will refute me and say, well, it's a hard choice to make because you're getting your ass kicked mentally, physically, emotionally. But it's easier to stay in something where you're content and comfortable with because you know it. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. Very, very scary to move on. Very scary to accuse someone of things in which it's been 10 years, Spence. I've only had one person press charges for assault things. Very hard to do those things. Very hard. Very hard to go to therapy. The best choice is usually the most difficult choice. Please continue to make good choices, people. Please continue to do the things that you need to do. If it's maybe doing a little bit of yoga, if it's drinking more water, I know it's hard to remember. If it's starting anxiety medication for the first time, if it's maybe cutting your mom or your dad off because they're toxic as shit and saying horrible things to you or your children, it's a tough choice, but maybe it needs to be made. If it's maybe making up with a friend and having a difficult conversation, maybe it's setting a boundary. Maybe it's like many of my clients, Spence, that go home and they're telling their parents like, hey man, I'm autistic and Dr. Nas has helped me with that. And then I'm going to have these earplugs in during this, or I'm going to have these headphones on during this, or I'm going to go to the bathroom for a few minutes to just like chill. A client told me that they did this recently, right? That they're setting better boundaries and they're being less of a bitch in public because they're no longer melting down and like tweaking out on people, angry and hostile. I damn near cried. They're like, what's going on? Why are you so happy? And I'm like, kid, because this is the pinnacle. You're actually able to function in society and you don't think you're a piece of shit anymore because you're telling people who you are and you're being validated to yourself and affirming yourself. This is it. Difficult choice, though, to tell someone that you're different and neurodivergent. Different to tell your parents, like, hey, man, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm not normal. Last thing, then I'll kick it to you. He says that when you fuck up this bad, you normally need some help. And that's when they get buddy, right? They slap hands, right? They do the little, they do the little thing, little touch of the tips. Yeah. And it's true, man. There's so many times when you face plant or when you're like that first scene that we talked about and we're stuck to the fucking floor because of gravity. You're probably going to need some help. Probably going to need some help. So hopefully, I know a lot of you don't have help. Hopefully you find someone. Me and Spence talk about all the time. Please, please, please seek out connections, humanity, therapists, medication, mentors, professors, teachers, coaches, other nerds, Minecraft, other weird people. I don't fucking care.
Find nerds.
I played Minecraft for the first time ever the other day. It was okay. My client was kind of bullying me in it, but it was okay. It was fine.
Yeah,
he fed me to a zombie once. It's fine.
I never got into that.
It's
never got into it. It's not my game.
It's a little too autistic. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, a lot of patience in that one. You really got to.
It's pretty autistic.
Like if you get into it, you gotta really get into it. And I was just like, I
don't know why I'm building this garden for you. Like
I just want to throw a football.
Yeah.
I can do that outside, but I'd rather just play him.
I really don't want to do this. Anything he made while we were playing it, I just wanted to destroy. Like it was just like I had this constant urge to destroy like everything.
That's
he made
just funny though.
I know, but I think I'm a terrible person. Like
maybe
it's just destruction.
But also just like get one of those like was it flint and just flint coal and just set everything on fire. Just watch it burn.
Watch it burn. It's like Joker and Batman. He's like, some people just want, what was it, chaos? He said no. What did he say when he set the money on fire? Some people just want to see the world burn.
Yeah. Some people just want to see the world burn.
That was it. So.
I know that was Alfred, wasn't it?
It was Alfred. I forgot what he said. It was just chaos. I don't fucking know.
Okay. Anyway.
No.
There we go.
Oh, I almost had it.
No, you didn't.
Oh, God damn
grabbing
it.
the words.
I feel like a little girl.
Either grabbing words or dick. I don't know which one. It's getting tighter.
This is a word. Why would it be grabbing a dick sideways?
Why would? What's the right way to grab a dick? Can you show me?
Forward facing? I don't know.
Ah, there you go. Yep, right in the face. Yep. Just
why are you ringing it out?
That's gonna be a clip.
Yeah, I don't shoot it. I don't care. That'll probably get some.
Okay,
use.
doctor.
Look at Dr. Nas and his technique.
Hey, doctor. Oh. I'm a sex therapist, and I haven't had sex in years.
But with myself.
He knows.
He knows. Hey, this is random. I'm gonna end on this. I had someone refer a client to me, and then I go to look up the profile of the person that referred them, and it was like a sex therapist. I was like, who the hell is this lady?
We've had a few on, I think.
I know. And then so they referred a client, but yeah, they're from Michigan. And then I told another client about this. He's like, hey, if a black woman sex therapist referred a client to you, you're doing pretty good in the business. I was like, all right.
It's a black woman.
He has a black woman too. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we didn't have any black women. No, this is some random lady out of Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Some random lady out of Detroit referred a client to me.
I like this guy.
I know.
He knows.
I was immediately intimidated. Not only were they gorgeous and a black woman, but then the sex therapist. I was like, oh my God.
She knows more than me. Oh no.
More. She knows everything. All right. Let's get off topic.
All right, people.
It was a good pod. It was good to talk about. Yeah, I just think Shadow's a very relatable character. For a lot of
Keanu.
Yeah, Keanu.
He's a sad boy.
Jesus, I didn't even know it was Keanu. Go back and watch it now.
How the fuck could you not tell? Like,
I'm into like Sonic. I just see a hedgehog. I just
you into Sonic?
I just see a black man.
Jeez.
I just see a black and blue ball.
You're like,
Yeah, I felt this before.
I just want to touch it.
Yep. All right. Well, hopefully y'all had some fun today. Hopefully,
Happy Pride Month.
Let's Happy Lent.
Happy Lent.
I don't know.
It's not like,
I know.
Anywho, thanks everybody for joining us today. Had to get the gay out. Let it in.
Pray it out. Pray it in. Put it. I'm done.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Knew that would work. Anywho, thanks for everybody for joining us today. I'm Spencer. That's not a Zipper Spice podcast.
All right, everyone. Much love, and remember, take care of yourselves.
Or don't.
Completely up to you.
I know you fucked that up because
Peace. No, I thought I did good.
I heard you stumble a little bit. I think you had to remember it real quick. You're like, take care of yourselves.
No, I did good on that one. I had to remember it before. Whatever. Bye, everyone.
We'll get the replay.
Yep.